Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna get into a variety of topics, but this first topic, the Tesla regular non-launch Tesla Model Y is coming. We can almost feel it at this point. It is almost here. Other markets, brand new markets, just announced that they are ending the launch series. So let's talk about when we think this might actually be, and will it be in these next few months or so. So we're going to get into that plus a variety of topics. But before we do that, let's roll that intro really quick. All right, so thanks for watching another stream. Thanks for watching another video. My name is Dennis, and I love talking about Tesla deal hacking, as I like to call it, but basically just getting the best deal on Tesla at the best financing rate. So definitely hit that subscribe if you're interested, and definitely check out my Patreon link. If you're looking to ask me a question directly, you can do that at my Patreon link down below in the description. And on top of that, we are starting a podcast very soon with a industry expert. He's actually been on the show before, and he also owns a dealership, a used Tesla EV dealership. And so if you've got a question you want to ask one of us, definitely hit up that link at the live stream chat. You can text the question, you can record a video, whichever you want to do. And today's live stream is partnered with Mint Mobile, where you can save money on your mobile phone plan for as low as $15 a month, but more on that later. New Model Y, the regular Model Y, is starting to trickle in certain areas, certain markets. This is the newest market. I mean, we already know China got out of the launch series game, and we'll show you some details on that as well. But now the regular new Model Y for the standard range rear-wheel drive and the long range all-wheel drive is now available to be ordered in Australia and New Zealand. I mean, this is pretty interesting to see that this is coming in late in the month, end of the quarter. So maybe this does give us some hope that USA could change and switch this over as well. I still personally think it's going to be in quarter 2, and we'll talk about which months I personally think as well. It looks like since it's produced in Giga Shanghai, and that seems to have added to the factor here, but Glacier Blue paint is available. The launch series is no longer available for these markets. Here's another post. Tesla ends the sale of new Model Y launch series in Australia and New Zealand. Commences sale of new rear-wheel drive and long range for the regular trim. And here's another post, another observation from Fun with Numbers. The new Model Y can be had on the East Coast in March still. He's referencing, or they're referencing, how if you go to Tesla's website and you pick launch series for the Model Y, and if you're on the East Coast, which is arguably further away than Giga Texas, or pretty far away from Giga Texas and Fremont, with transportation times, which usually takes like a week or two, they're still saying that you could be able to take delivery by the end of March. And the end of March is like 9 to 10 days, give or take. So this does give us a little bit of insight on the demand of the launch series, but really shouldn't be surprising to most people because the launch series is an expensive vehicle. It's a force add. You do have to pay for all the different options here. So it kind of makes sense, but maybe it doesn't make sense. But I know there's a lot of people still waiting for their launch series. Here's another post. The Asian market Model Y launch series are expected to close on March 31st. This is a Google Translate of the Tesla website. It says launch series ordering ends March 31st, 2025. Deliveries expected to begin in April. Deliveries for, I guess, this assuming the non-launch series. It seems like the countries selling launch series are South Korea, Thailand, Macau, Hong Kong, and Malaysia. Here's another post from Sawyer that the Model Y long range and the rear-wheel drive has begun to be sold in the Australia and New Zealand markets. And so let's talk about when we think this might actually be a thing for the US market. I personally think they don't want to mess with any of the deliveries that are happening for the launch series through this whole month of March, because it kind of makes sense, right? Like if you were someone that had a Model Y launch series on order, and then Tesla went around and said, hey, you can actually order a long range Model Y or the rear wheel drive that's not a launch, just a regular version, then certainly a lot of people would feel like switch, and they would just get the non-launch. And so certainly I would say like a lot of people are just going to be switching if that actually happens with that. And another thing that like most people might not realize, like most people might think that launch series is the only vehicle that you can get for the new Model Y. do not worry. If you keep waiting it out, at some point, Tesla will remove the launch series, and that won't make you forced to buy the full self-driving or the acceleration boost. But then, of course, you'll most likely not get all those cool launch series, different things that are on it as well. But you probably will save a good amount of money, because in terms of pricing predictions, I certainly feel like the launch series, the non-launch with all the different add-ons removed, it's going to be around $45 to maybe even $46,000. And maybe there could be a referral code discount, just like the one down below in the description, because you can get a referral discount on the new Model 3 and also the older legacy Model Y as well. And so let us know what your thoughts on it. When do you think the launch series is going to end, and when will you be able to get a cheaper Model Y, like $44,000 to $46,000 is my price prediction? And I guess it's a good poll. Maybe we'll ask that on the question area as well. Like, what pricing do you think that the non-launch is actually going to be released at? In other news, here is a very cool post. It seems like China has doubled down, tripled down with wraps, and someone has done a Iron Man Tesla Model Y as well with the gold and red. You got to give it to the Chinese. I'm assuming this is Chinese for being so ahead of all the different wrap colors that are out there. And of course, shout out to Tesbros getting ahead of the wrap game in the US for DIY PPF kits and everything. Definitely check out their website and a discount code down below in the description. But they also wrap the rear of the taillight in like a nebula space type of design and other designs as well. And actually, this is kind of cool, and almost like makes me want to like wrap it red as well, because when the light bar is off, it basically looks like a black area, but also kind of like how it's like a little bit of a stealth mode type of look as well. But certainly a different tons of different designs out there for the rear Tesla Model Y, because you could do the matte black, the matrix black, shadow black, and all these other crazy different designs as well. And so if you're interested, definitely check out Tesbros. And of course, don't forget to use the Tesbros discount link down below in the description. But certainly in other markets, it seems like Tesla might have issues with selling the old Model Y. To take this post with a grain of salt, but we saw this as well. Fun with numbers posted. The Tesla company is now offering 2 years of unlimited supercharging in certain European countries to sell out the old Tesla Model Y, in addition to interest rate promos. It seems like maybe, fingers crossed. I mean, if the older legacy new old and busted Model Y gets like a $10,000 discount plus 0% financing plus like 6 months to 2 years of limited supercharging, that would be an amazingly slick deal. But I don't think that's going to happen, because if we take a look at inventory for the Model Y, the old legacy Model Y, it's going down. And so certainly when Tesla posts discounts like $8,000, $9,000, $7,000 off on the cheaper wheel drive Model Y, you can imagine people flock to buy these vehicles because it's a pretty slick deal. And so like certainly if you're looking to find the best deal, definitely check out our deal spreadsheet down below in the description, where we keep track of the biggest discounts that we can find in the US. And on top of that, we've got a Tesla price tracking website also down below in the description that we co-developed with Only Use Tesla, where you can set pricing alerts, price drops for certain vehicles that are out there as well. But definitely some pretty interesting stuff. Let us know what your thoughts on it. On top of that, if you're about to buy your Tesla or you just bought your Tesla, don't forget about all-weather floor mats, and that's where our partner 3W Liner comes into play. I highly recommend these floor mats. They are my favorite all-weather floor mats, and I've tried all of them, the cheap ones on Amazon's and everything, and this is by far my favorite. For the Model Y, you can get the carpet version. For the Model 3, you can just get the all-regular version. And if you use our promo code Dennis down below in the description, you can imagine you can get 25% off the price of this as well, which is really nice and adds a nice texture, which, because all weather floor mats, you're going to need them, especially if you're like me, I'm a dirty person getting into our Teslas and everything. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the next topic. So you've been shopping for a Tesla recently, but the monthly payment has probably got you rethinking your budget. Instead of sacrificing and cutting back on a brand new Tesla and getting your dream car, why not save on your monthly phone bill? And that's where our partner Mint Mobile comes into play here. We've also been thinking about getting a new Tesla, and constantly I like looking at our bills, monthly subscriptions, trying to see where we can cut back. Things like Netflix, YouTube Premium, and much more. And that's where I've been able to save on my monthly phone plan by going to Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. And you can get high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your own phone along with your current number and existing contacts. It's really easy to switch service thanks to digital eSIM cards, which most of you now have. You can sign up and activate immediately right on your phone from the comfort of your home. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM, Mint will ship you a new SIM card for free. And it only takes 15 minutes. As you guys know, we've been traveling a lot pretty recently, so using Mint Mobile's mobile hotspot with our laptop has been pretty crucial and a game changer. So if you want to save money without the sacrifice, go to trymintmobile.com/DennisCW, also linked in the description, to get premium wireless starting at $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. Thank you to Mint Mobile for partnering with us, and let's get on to the next topic. Thanks for that, everyone. Luther, great to see you. Chris, great to see you. Jack, thanks for coming in. Sinister, Bobby, and Tesla Cart, thank you all for dropping by. Thanks for hitting the like button, the comments, and everything. And as a reminder, we're actually kicking off a podcast. We're going to be doing our first recording this weekend, just in case you wanted a little bit longer, long form content. And we've got a co-host that has actually been on our channel before, and he is an industry expert in terms of he owns and operates a used car dealership for in the electric vehicle hybrid, and actually does his own repairs on these vehicles as well, and does like battery swaps and anything. So if you want to ask either of us a question on that podcast, you can type it out. Of course, try and be as detailed as possible. There's the link if you want to submit your question and be featured on the show and everything. In this next topic, Cybertruck. A lot of different news coming off the Cybertruck camp, but there is now a new update for their website. They went ahead and updated everything and rechanged different things. And there's another, not necessarily an incentive, but there is a way. If you didn't know, if you're a business owner, you could save quite a bit of money on taxes. If you go to the Tesla Cybertruck website now, you can see all the different updates. Now they've got it front and center, $7,500 federal tax credit due, or can it be available at purchase. And they've also redesigned all the different pages on the website as well. So head on over to tesla.com if you're interested in seeing all the regurgitated features and everything on here. But they also posted about how if you have a business and you want to purchase your Cybertruck with your business, you can get the $7,500 federal tax credit, and on top of that, you can claim a deduction up to $31,300. This is actually the heavy SUV deduction, 6,000 pounds, or formerly or commonly known as a Section 179 or bonus depreciation. So I would still consult your tax advisor if you're going to be doing something like this. But taking a look at the Gigafactory drone shots from Joe, we can see two things. The first thing is that tons and tons and tons of Cybertrucks are being produced, and tons and tons of Model Ys. The brand new Model Ys are also being produced as well. You can see all of these are clearly the brand new ones. And so maybe we are right on the cusp of also the new Model Y turning to or flipping to non-launch at this point. But certainly very interesting to see all these different posts about trying to get Cybertruck numbers out there and sold, and trying to educate the common people and the common person out there about all the different ways that you can save on the Cybertruck purchase, because it's a big purchase. But I certainly feel like it's interesting to see that inventory is actually skyrocketing for Cybertruck. It is the highest Tesla model that has the most inventory posted online. And on top of that, this is double interesting because Cybertruck has 1.99% financing as well. And so I feel like this could be the beginning of some bigger major incentives in the Cybertruck space. I'm talking maybe free supercharging for all models, unlimited, and or maybe 1.99 or even 0% for all models as well. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Are you in the market for a Cybertruck, and what type of incentive do you want on your Tesla Cybertruck purchase? Luther, Model Y is tempting, but I'm waiting for the R2 next year, hoping they produce enough to meet demand. Yeah, R2 would be interesting, and I can't wait for that vehicle to actually roll out as well, so we can get some direct comparisons, like pound for pound type of range tests and everything. Chris, any advice on buying a Tesla from out of state? I'm in Texas and notice other states have a more existing inventory. Chris, unfortunately, Tesla is very strict on that. So you actually have to have an address in that other state to actually purchase it. And so they don't like actually selling out of state And so, and you gotta either have an address out there or somewhere you can register it to. Jack, you think any certain trims or options will be produced or delivered for the first for non-launch? I think it's going to be, I mean, they might add more colors, and maybe essentially they could like roll this out slowly if they need more time. Like maybe they could do long range with all the different colors, and then maybe rear wheel drive. But certainly at this point, I think they're just going to rip the band-aid and take it all off and go, all of them, long range and rear wheel drive. I'm looking at free options: gray 19 wheels, black interior for mine, and wonder if a build up like would be built first or more premium options would take priority. Jack, that's a great question, because in the past, usually they try and deliver the highest profit margin vehicles first, and then they trickle down. But they didn't really seem to do that with the launch series. But also at the same time, everybody paid the same price for the launch series, because I saw plenty of people get like the 19-inch rims or the black interior, and also got delivery times ASAP. So really, I think it's just whatever they have in supply. It does seem like white interior is lower on supply, and so I feel like if you're going gray 19 wheels and black interior, you should be absolutely fine, and you'll probably get it pretty quickly. Sinister question: has anyone found a front plate bracket for the Jumper yet? I pick mine up tomorrow, and in New York, you have to get a front plate. Sinister, great question. I think we've got a channel partner, 1975 Designs. I wonder if they got released theirs yet in terms of front plate for the Tesla. They've got great quality materials and everything, because there's a plenty of different ones that are out there. But in terms of like, if you want quality, because you could just go out and get like a not cheap like Amazon one, but in terms of like quality, like machine quality and everything, it seems like excuse me, but things like that, it seems like they have not released theirs out yet, because we probably haven't found a test fit for one just yet. Welcome back to the stream, Bobby. Thank you for coming back, or thank you for coming back as well. Well, Tesla cart, Model Y order button is forwarding to inventory on the East Coast. Yeah, it seems like Tesla really likes to push for people to try and take delivery of inventory, which makes sense at this point. I think the non-launch version will be released Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I don't think that will be, because that's pretty late in the month, but you never know. I mean, maybe they choose like the 27th and really start to mess with people out there that have like a launch series order, or even like the older legacy order. Because I don't know, if let's say you're out there, I mean, there's got to be a portion of you watching right now that have a deposit on a legacy Model Y, and maybe it's got $5,000 to $10,000 off, maybe $5,000 to $8,000 off discounts. Hypothetically, what if the launch series gets removed and a long range all-wheel drive for $45,000, $46,000 gets dropped tomorrow? What are you going to do? Are you going to cancel and get the new one, or are you going to stick with your old legacy new version one with it has a nicer discount? Because the new Juniper one is not going to have any sort of discount. Is there a difference between 2024 and 2025 Cybertruck? Texas Dog, there is no difference in terms of course, a newer engine. They learned a lot with Cybertrucks in the first year that it's been out. And some of the newer ones, and it hasn't been confirmed yet, but some of them have like a reflective roof, as we could see on some of Joe's videos. You can't really see it from here, but Joe was posting about it, how they might have the same reflective roof, like 7 times heat rejection, just like how the new Model Y does. And I gotta say, that new Model Y roof is fantastic. It really should come out to all the other different vehicles because of how much heat rejection it actually has. Gregory, brand crisis. Should all owners be concerned about the value of our assets? Maybe a good time to buy. I don't know if there would be, if we need to be concerned just yet. I mean, of course, we're seeing plenty of videos, or at least I'm seeing plenty of videos on social media. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting out there in terms of the wild things that are happening to Tesla. Maybe a good time to buy Tesla stock, but then Tesla stock went back up already. So it's been very interesting to see what's been going on both sides. In this next topic, there was a Tesla all hands meeting last night. Elon presented and talked about a ton of different things, but in case you missed all of it, here's the full list. Shout out to Sawyer for posting all of this. Tesla produced its first Optimus robot at the new production line in Fremont. New Optimus hand with 22 degrees of freedom, up from 11, and new forearm is now in production. A Cybercab, Tesla Cybercab, will ultimately roll off the production line every 5 seconds versus 35 seconds for a Model Y. And so Tesla's ramping up to be prepared to put their robotaxi cybercab all over the place. If they can produce one every 5 seconds, that's a lot of cybercabs, that's for sure. Tesla 4680 cells is now the lowest cost cell per kilowatt in the world. That's great to hear. Dojo 1 is active in New York and Palo Alto and handling 10% of full self-driving trading load currently. Dojo 2 is on the way and will be 10% better than Dojo 1. Real shot at breakthrough. Real shot at breakthrough. Tesla on track to build its 10 millionth car in 2026. The Model Y is on track to be the best-selling car in the world for the 2025 for the third year in a row. And so, I mean, the one thing with that, maybe I'll reserve my thoughts for that in a different video. Tesla semi-truck factory remains on track to complete construction this year, and Elon wants to experiment with much larger gigacasting machines, potentially 50,000 tons from 9,000 currently. Produced 160,000 NECS adapters at Giga New York, and record battery production currently happening at Giga Nevada, and Tesla Cortex supercomputer at Giga Texas is currently 50K GPUs, will soon be 100K. At that point, will be a top 5 global training cluster. And so certainly there was a lot of different things that were said at the all hands meeting last night, and also very interesting for them to do that for the timing of everything as well. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. We're going to jump into the live stream comments. Cars are not assets. Yeah, 100%. Cars are definitely not assets. And so really the name of the game with driving or owning a car is how can we lose the least amount of money? And some would argue that if you can get a low lease payment, that might be the easiest and lowest way to lose the least amount of money. And so you might want to do the calculations on this for everything, but of course depreciation hits all vehicles just as hard. There's headlines all the time of like Tesla vehicles getting the most depreciated, but really a bunch of vehicles got hit really hard in the past like 3 years across the board. Looking forward to your podcast. I check my Century events all the time, but so far people have been taking photos of my wrap. Nice, yeah. I mean, I used to not really care about Century mode, but I've also turned it on recently and just left it on at this point because it's like you might as well just use that safety measure. I don't really like how it uses the battery sometimes, but either way, it's still a good safety measure, and I'll definitely be taking a look at it and everything. In this next topic, here's all the Tesla incentives that are ending in 10 days, or more specifically, ending on March 31st, 2025. The big one is, shout out to SC Robinson for posting this, the big one is going to be the 0% for 60 months or 0.99% for 72 months for the Tesla Model 3. This big incentive ends on March 31st, 2025. And so if you're looking to find inventory discounts on this, definitely check out our deal spreadsheet down below in the description. And on top of that, don't forget to use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. The other one is going to be the $299 per month lease with $1,000 down. And this one's very special because this is a 24-month lease as well. And so if you're on the fence about getting a Tesla and you don't want to get your feet wet, but you want to get your feet wet, but you don't want to go for a long-term commitment, this might be actually the most perfect one for you to get into because it's only 2 years at a low $299 a month with $1,000 down, of course, before taxes, fees, and everything. This might be an interesting timing as well. So maybe Tesla knows that there's like a refresh coming out in 2 years, or they're going to change stuff up for the Model 3. Most likely there'll be some sort of mid-cycle refresh. And of course, maybe that will be when a front camera gets added to the Tesla Model 3. There's other incentives as well, but none of these end on March 31st, except the 1.99 on the Tesla Cybertruck and free supercharging on the Foundation Series Cybertruck as well. And another incentive that a lot of people don't realize is out there, there is a military program as well where you can save $1,000 and stack this on top of all the other incentives that are out there, including inventory discounts and most importantly, the Tesla referral code discount, just like the one down below in the description. And so if you're looking to buy by the end of this month, here's another PSA on what are all the different incentives that could be ending by the end of this month. But definitely very interesting to see. And, this is the reason why there's so many incentives right now, because it is the end of the first quarter. It's March, and then we'll roll into the next quarter. And the next time, what will be the, so to speak, best time to buy will be going to be May and June of that time frame. Now that you've ordered your brand new Tesla Model Y Juniper, it's time to take it to the next level. That's where our partner Jowua comes into play here. Jowua has everything you need, from phone mounts, mobile connectors, center consoles that I highly recommend to fit the new Model Y and every Tesla vehicle out there. And on top of that, you can use our promo code down below in the description to save even more money. And the best part is there's free shipping if you reach over a certain limit. My top 3 accessories that I recommend is a phone mount. It's super crucial, that can charge your phone. A center console is highly recommended as well, because a Tesla does not come with it at all. And my newest favorite accessory is the invisible under mount sunglass holder area storage area that also has a camera mount as well. So why wait for Tesla to make these accessories? Get yours now at Jowua, link down below in the description, and save some money and support the channel while you're at it. Thank you to Jowua for partnering with us, and let's get on to the next video. Thanks for that, everyone. Volky, great to see you. Podcast concept sounds great, Dennis. Thanks for soliciting questions from the community. Yes, thank you. Thanks for the feedback on that. And yes, we're starting a podcast. We're doing our first recording actually this weekend. And so if you want to ask a question, we post a link right down there. You could type it out. You could film a video, whichever you want to do, whatever is easier for you. Koa, based on other markets like Australia, will new Model Y come out cheaper or more expensive than the old Model Y? I still think it's going to be like 44 to 46,000 for the long range all-wheel drive. Maybe Tesla adds like another 1,000 to it, plus or minus. But there was also another headline that I think in certain markets in Europe, like someone that is like in charge of the sales in that area said, like, we're not going to mess with this price changing game that they've done before in the past with like dropping MSRPs. Which, if you think about it, Tesla really hasn't changed MSRPs in a long time. Taking a look at like our handy dandy price tracking chart, they actually haven't changed an MSRP or price change since actually, around this time last year when the Model Y was 47,990. And it did not change since that. But what they did do, they added tons of inventory discounts. And that's been the name of the game for Tesla. Just like how a regular dealership, when a regular dealership has really old vehicles in stock, they just drop the price within their internally. And they just tell customers that they're willing to sell it at lower prices as well. Do you think any referral bonus will be available for right away for the non-launch Juniper? Actually, the referral bonus is available for the current Model Y. What it is, though, you don't get a discount as a consumer, but the person that you use the referral link gets a nice little bonus on the back end. So there is like a bonus technically, but in terms of the new Model Y, I don't think so. I think they're going to withhold from it for a little bit because I don't think there's a ton. I feel like there's a ton of demand for the Model Y non-launch regular all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive. And so I think they're just going to release it maybe at the higher price, see what happens for a month or two, see how many deliveries they get, see how many orders they get, and then adjust from that. And maybe we see some sort of incentive in Q3, but I think for the first quarter, they're just going to launch it and just see what happens because of all the natural demand that is happening. Cliff, picking up my new Model Y Juniper tomorrow at noon. Nice, Cliff. Congrats. Enjoy in good health and hopefully yours was as in good of a condition as mine was, because they have definitely knocked out of the park with the new Model Ys. But thanks for jumping in, everybody. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for hitting the like button in the comments and everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.